The GOP basically has jumped ship on Donald Trump, but they just don't have the balls to come out and say it in plain English. This is a segment earlier in the week from the Chris Matthews show where Paul Ryan basically declines to comment. Mitch McConnell, he basically just straight out says he's not talking about Trump anymore. And then you're going to have a quote from John Cornyn out of Texas. And his was the worst. He said he's not talking about Trump anymore until after the election. Here's the clip.
Potential universe. Anyway, House Speaker Paul Ryan, who has been a thorn in this guy's saddle, and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell were both asked about Trump's comments, suggesting on Monday that President Obama has some sort of murky, ulterior motive in the fight against terrorism. In other words, he might be on the other guy's side. Both declined to answer. Watch.
Was it appropriate for Donald Trump to suggest that President Obama was somehow sympathetic to the cause of terrorists? And do you stand by your endorsement?
I'm not going to spend my time commenting about the ups and downs and in between by the comments. I'm not going to get into the day-to-day habit of commenting on what the president says and what our nominee says.
Donald Trump suggested that the president may have been sympathetic in some way to the terrorists and the killer in Orlando. Do you think that was an appropriate thing for him to say?
Yeah, I'm not going to be commenting on the presidential candidate today.
Yeah, he basically, he's jumping ship. He's not going to comment about Donald Trump any day. Now I'm going to jump to a quote from John Cornyn in Texas regarding the issue.
Who's he arguing with then? It seems like he's arguing with something he's hearing in his ear. Somebody's saying do something and he's saying, I don't want to hear that. Who is he arguing with when he says, I'll do it myself?
I think he's arguing with everybody, frankly, because everyone is saying that he needs to change up his act. And we heard it on the Capitol today, Senator John Cornyn saying that he doesn't want to get asked about Donald Trump until November 8th.
Now, how do you make a comment or a quote like that, but still have the balls to basically endorse somebody? No, these guys have all jumped ship on this guy, and they just don't want to come out and publicly say it because they know it's going to blow the party up. And they probably should go ahead and do it so they can try to protect the down ballot races, but they just won't do it.
A third governor is now saying that they don't plan on voting for him, a third Republican governor in a blue state. This is a big deal for the Republicans not to be able to coalesce around Donald Trump. He doesn't want to hear it from his own words. He believes he can do it on his own. And it makes me think of that great Monty Python scene where the Black Knight is dueling with the other knight, and he cuts off his arm and he cuts off his leg, and the knight refuses to acknowledge that he's bleeding out of his arms or his legs, and he keeps calling it a flesh wound. I mean, that just seems like he's refusing to acknowledge the reality around him.
Can you tell me something? No, I love the backdrop you've got there. Is that an old 1950s movie?
Yeah, so anyway, the Republicans, they refuse to bite the bullet on this one and jump ship on Trump. But that Cleveland convention, it is going to have fireworks because you have so many people trying to pull away from Trump in so many different ways. It's going to be amazing exactly what happens. Yeah, so, you know, Chris basically has it right as far as the Republicans basically, you want to say they're cowards, but they're politicians. But the handwriting is absolutely on the wall on this one. And if, you know, Trump has been fairly quiet after he made the last Obama comments at the beginning of this week. So I guess other than those rallies in Texas where he got stupid, he hasn't, his actual quotes haven't been up on TV as much.